All right, being Apple fans, what's going on? We're back. It is time to talk some football. John is unfortunately traveling today, so he is not going to be able to join us for the show. Hopefully, he'll jump in the chat because he's going to have to defend himself a little bit on some of the Patriots news. But otherwise, we're going to talk about a lot of the moves, a lot of the cuts that have taken place. Free agency is right around the corner. Monday, negotiating period opens up, so players are going to start flying off the shelves. So we're going to talk about kind of who the big names are that have gotten cut, who didn't get tagged, and kind of what we think these teams are going to do with them starting next week. So it's going to be hot, heavy, hopefully NFL free agent period like it is every year. So hopefully Monday we're breaking a whole bunch of news as it comes out. I don't think we're going to be doing a baseball show with NFL free agency flying, but we'll see how that one plays out. So it's just me and Jim today. We're going to break it down. Hopefully you guys jump in, comment, let us know what you think, especially from Patriots Nation, how you feel about this Cam Newton reunion. Did not think they were going to jump on that early, but want to hear what you guys think about that. So without further ado, Jim, how you doing? You ready to do this?
Doing good. Yeah. Back from Pittsburgh, and now John takes off. So that's good.
Right.
We get a little revolving door of travel here, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm staying put for the time being, so
good.
We can keep this thing going. But
that's
man, I've got to tell you, I've had a horrendous week. So obviously, right, we're doing this on a Friday. Normally we would do this on a Thursday with your travel. And I went and I got my first COVID shot on Tuesday. So Wednesday and Thursday, I was basically attached to the toilet for 2 days.
Wow, really?
It was rough. Like I couldn't keep anything in. It was bad. Just from not out the front, but
right. Feverish too, or no?
No fever, just super, super upset stomach for 2 days, just flushing through. So if you have a weak stomach and you're watching this, I apologize, but it's just horrendous. And then 2:00 this morning, the dog wakes me up to go out. Get up, obviously tired as shit at 2:00 in the morning, but I head downstairs, let him out, feel perfectly fine, just tired. 5:00 rolls around, I wake up, and I feel like I have a spike driven through the back of my head. Like one of the worst migraines I've ever had. And in 3 hours, I went from perfectly fine to barely being able to open my eyes. It was insane, absolutely insane. And I think I slept till probably 1:00 today. And then luckily, I took a bunch of medication and stuff and was able to kick it. But I mean, I could barely open my eyes. I could barely walk. I was nauseous laying in bed. It was horrible.
I even heard a reaction like that. I mean, most I hear is, "Oh, I couldn't lift my arm. My arm was sore."
Yeah, I know nothing.
You sure you didn't eat something bad? Did you have bad shellfish?
No, none of it. I mean, it's literally the only thing that I could think. The only difference that I have had that I could tie it to, and I don't know if maybe I was just really dehydrated from what the last 2 days were, and just that. I don't know, but today was rough. So if this is, everybody says the second shot's the one that gets you, like the first shot's just mild stuff, maybe irritation. What, man, if this is, there's either two things. The second shot's going to kill me, or I am in the process of turning into a superhero. I'm not really sure which one it is. I was hoping when I woke up this morning, I was going to have like a 6-pack. I could climb the wall, just my fingertips, but
no such luck.
No, not yet.
Ask your wife. Any changes for the better?
Yeah.
No.
Nothing? Noticed anything different? No? Yeah. The answer's always going to be no to that one.
No chance. Wow. Anyway. Wow. I haven't heard of anything like that, but that's right. Maybe the second one, you'll have nothing. Maybe this was the big adjustment for your body. And maybe you're just super sensitive and didn't know it. I
had no idea that I was even sensitive. I mean, I'm
not the first, right?
Right. So right. I wasn't expecting anything, but man, I literally could not stay away from the toilet and for 2 days. And then today, man, I've had some migraines in my life, but this one, I've had it to where it hurts real bad and you can't really open your eyes or do much, but I don't really get nauseous with it or anything like that. But I mean, I was sweating, nauseous, just disgusting. And so it's been a rough couple days.
Wow.
And I'm hoping
you're really making people want to go run out and get it.
I know. And I was all for getting it because I want to get past this and not have to worry about it. But if this is any indication of what it's like to actually have COVID and I'm just getting like a small dose of it, I'm glad I'm getting the shots because I can't imagine it.
I think it's different for everybody. I mean, I was just talking to guys at work about this today, and it's like, how is it that some people just lose their sense of taste or their smell, or some people get nothing, some people end up can't breathe. It's all over the board. You never know what you're going to get, and now it seems like the vaccine's the same thing because some people get it. My parents got it, and they were fine, no problem. Yeah. And you get it, and I guess my parents are tougher.
I guess so. But you know what? It was weird because my arm never got sore. Nothing. I mean, not even a little bit. Even like with a flu shot, like I get a little bit sore, achy. Nothing. That's why I was just like, all right, man, this thing's not going to affect me at all. And boy,
and I signed up for it. I signed up for it. And man, I get shots every week. I told you for allergies, but that needle that they show on the TV, whenever they give this thing, it looks like it's as long as my finger going into your arm. And I'm like, how deep is, of course your arm hurts. It pierced your bicep. I mean, it's probably poking the other side of your arm.
It's hitting your ribs.
I don't know.
What is going on? How long is this? How did it go all the way through? It's a
they go like this and they all the way in. And it's like, wow, that's way too far for that needle to be dug into your skin.
The one that I got just looked like your regular flu shot needle, just the thin
really? Okay.
Yeah. Nothing. So
anyway, usually just pierce the skin and shoot the liquid. You don't have to.
Yeah, it was just.
It doesn't have to be this far in, right?
Well, he did back up and go like this.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that was it. So anyway, but yeah, hopefully I'm past it all now and I can. Start getting back to normal because God, it's been a rough couple days. So anyway, all right. So rough. There's been a rough couple days for a lot of NFL players too. Whole lot of cuts. A lot of cuts, and we talk, especially the Saints. I mean, they are unloading left and right, and we talked about $100 million over the cap. What are you going to do? So, a lot of big names going, but very surprised to actually see a lot of the tags that weren't handed out. It was kind of shocking. Like I didn't think Trent Williams, Hunter Henry, Kenny Golladay would make it to market. I thought they would hold on to it. I'm kind of surprised that Aaron Jones didn't get tagged up in Green Bay. A lot of guys skipped through, which was interesting, but we did kind of forecast this into everything because teams don't have money, right? So you're going to have to let a lot of players walk, and the Giants, you guys are starting to see. You've seen a little bit of it. I expect there's got to be some more, either restructuring or more cuts, because Zettler and Golden Tate's not enough when you're 900,000 under the cap going into it and you make two cuts so I'm thinking there's got to be some kind of restructures coming here over the weekend.
Yeah, no, they're gonna have to. I mean, Nate Solder is another big name, right? So he opted out last year, and now this year they're talking about I guess he does want to come back, but there's no way he's coming back at 16.5. Right. No. I mean, we can't afford that. So, I mean, do they restructure him? He to me wasn't great. Came from New England and wasn't doing a great job. So, do they just go younger? I mean, because really the rest of the line is young for the Giants. Yeah. Right? They got a young line, so maybe this is another year together, and they gel a little bit. And if Solder, if we end up cutting him or whatever, unless he wants to restructure and go longer, but. I don't see how we end up keeping him, because I think we got to make more cuts, and we got to be able to free up some cash, and maybe better off going with the younger line, even though last year we saw what happened. I mean, Jones was running for his life and getting beat up I
mean, you gotta have some kind of veteran presence on that line. I mean, you can't just throw 5 young guys on there and be like, figure it out with a young quarterback back there, and Saquon that's coming off of that, going to be coming off that knee injury. You got to protect him as well. So that's it's interesting that they didn't try to restructure Zettler and Solder, because those are two nice veteran pieces that you can really build around, because Thomas needs help over there. I mean, I think he started picking it up the end of the season, but he had a rough go of it this year overall.
Yeah, he had the second most pressures, for his position. So I mean, come on. I mean, okay, you would think that goes down in year 2, right? After another year together, but I mean, they were running around him like somebody said on one of the other earlier shows. He was like a turnstile there on the end. I mean, they were just spinning him and running right through him. So
yeah. No, it's insane how that was. And if you give up your 2 veterans, what do you got left?
Yeah, bunch of kids. I mean, they're like I said, it's a young group, and another year together, maybe playing musical chairs here.
Yeah, and trying to find a good view.
Hopefully, another year they gel together, and we'll see. I mean, we got I believe the coach is back, right? That we got mid-season because we had to make a change at the O-line coach too. So, yeah, I mean, it hasn't been easy, and with Jones back there, this is going to be a year for him to put up or shut up, I think. So, if they don't get him, if they don't get him some help and protect him, then next year it could be a whole new story. Quarterback, line, everything. I mean, we have more money available, and we're gonna have to do something with the big cat too. Williams, who my brother was like, on the Jets he did nothing, and then he goes over to the Giants and he leads the team in sacks. And I said, well, it's gangrene. That's what it is. We all know it. You can't play on that team. You come over to the Giants and it's, okay, this is how you play. No. Okay, he
had half a sack.
That's good.
Well, we let him go half a sack that year, and then he puts over 10 and a half.
Now he's tagged. No.
That's ridiculous. But I mean, he was supposed to be that good. That's the thing. It's like, man, it's crazy how Adam Gase could ruin defensive players as well as offensive players. It really is. I mean, there's no other explanation for why these guys played this bad. Like, he's not a bad player, and you're telling me, just switching locker rooms, not stadiums.
Well, I mean, I think it's the combination of Dexter Lawrence and Dalvin Tomlinson and him together, really gelled together. Now, I mean, I don't see how we keep all of them. I mean, and Tomlinson's the captain, right? So he's also a free agent too, right? Unrestricted. So what do we do? We can't let we got to keep them. I mean, I think we got to keep both guys. And Lawrence is there, and then we had the other guy on the end. We picked up. I can't think of his name. Sheard. Yeah. Yep.
Man, I don't know. This is what you're going to see across, and you guys aren't even that bad. That's the thing is you were $1 million under the cap, but there's a third of the teams aren't below the cap.
Yeah, there's a lot of negative money. Yeah,
right. So I mean, you guys were already okay to start the season. Obviously, you need to free up some money to be able to add a couple players, but you were already in a place where you didn't really have to move too much, and now. You see how just the effect you guys are having. Imagine what the Eagles, the Saints,
the Chiefs,
the Chiefs, Packers, all these
Chiefs
teams that are
down,
are 20
Mahomes
plus million.
Said he's restructuring too. So you saw Brady restructured today, right? So he's restructuring. Of course, he's a 4-year deal. I think they gave him. I think he's probably playing 2 or whatever. But I mean,
it went to a 1 with avoidable 3.
Oh, really?
I don't even know what that. I don't know what that means.
He's smart. How much money do you need? What's enough? I mean, my brother and I were just talking about this.
He's always played that way.
Come on, he's already got enough money. Just say, you know what? I'll do it for
nothing.
Season
Give
tickets.
me the veteran minimum. Yeah. Right. He's married to one of the richest supermodels in the world. I mean, his wife alone makes more money than he does. He could play for free. He's got a sugar mama.
Yep. So, the money these guys make, I was looking up and down the Giants line. Take less to play for championships. That's right. And it's the supporting cast, like Kenny's saying. I mean, it's ridiculous. You look at, I was saying, even Prescott, $160 million for 4 years. I mean, what do you? I mean, so now what are they going to be able to do? What money are they going to have available to do anything?
Right.
The Cowboys.
It just kills you. It really does. So, and Ken, the Chiefs did just cut Schwartz and.
Isn't one guy retiring now too? I think one of the two I think said they were going to retire.
Oh, I didn't see that.
But then I think you just figured that was it.
Eric Fisher and Schwartz. They cut both of them, which is huge. That's like the 2 mainstays on that offensive line, and they're planning on filling Eric Fisher's position with a 3rd-round player from last year who opted out.
Wow,
how's that?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so. It could be a total.
Think about how rough it was for Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl without Eric Fisher protecting his blind side. Now you're going to throw a 3rd-round draft pick who opted out last year. to protect Patrick Mahomes? Come on. Like, what are you thinking here?
No, that's not going to work.
He's going to get killed. Your premier guy.
I hope his foot heals up because he's going to be running a lot like he did in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's insane to think about. Like, but I mean, it's all over the place. You talk about, and this is, from the Jets' perspective, everybody's like and I think your brother's the same exact way. We need to draft swell and build around Sam, which I think I'm hoping. What he's saying? I'm pretty sure. And Mike, you're in here. Is that still your plan? Is to beef up the offensive line and keep Sam? And definitely let us know. I want to see if you're still on that stance. But I think that's almost a foregone conclusion that Sam Darnold is gone at this point. I mean, it's probably 90% that he's gone. I'm still seeing ridiculous mock drafts, and I saw another one today by like CBS that has them taking Penei Sewell at number 2. This is the other part of it.
Trade down. There you go.
Yeah. So you're either taking Zach Wilson or you're trading out of that spot. You are not taking a second left tackle at the number 2 position. You're either taking a quarterback or you're taking a king's ransom for that pick, but you're not going to waste it on a second left tackle 2 years in a row. It just doesn't make sense. Right. I think if the Jets trade down, whoever's coming up is taking Wilson. Because they're going to trade with a quarterback needy team. Wilson's going too. It's either going to be the Jets, the Lions. Oh Chicago. Man, New England. Could you imagine what it would take for New England to get the number 2 pick? They would trade away like 10 years of first round picks. That's the only way I would even.
Well, they have what potential. What potential starter do they even have? They have nothing. They have Newton. So they signed Newton.
Yeah, they have Cam Newton. Big Congratulations.
Deal. Wow.
A year older and a year worse.
Yeah, he did great last year. I mean, it's I think they would. Especially, I mean, like you always say, Jets will never trade with New England, but you never know.
Not at a quarterback.
Chicago, position. Atlanta,
maybe in like the 5th or 6th round. Maybe you trade with New England. It doesn't matter at that point. But you're not giving up. You're not going to hand a quarterback to New England. It's just it won't happen. So,
who? Darnold,
Cam Newton,
or Cam. Yeah.
No,
I mean, so what are you going to do?
It depends.
Stidham's going to finish. I mean, they're not going to keep Hoyer and Stidham behind. No.
And that's what we were just talking about before we went on the show. Is why are you committing to Cam already? Like,
yeah, that is surprising.
Is there something out there that Cam is being pursued by other teams? I haven't seen anything on him.
But I mean, you think about that. That's to me the only reason he did it, because if next Monday comes and somebody swoops in and scoops him up, then what do Pats do?
Right.
Pats have no options now. So I think they had to sign him and just get him in the camp so they know what they got. And they can still make another move if they need to. But you can't go in with less than Cam because, I mean.
Right. Because less than Cam is Stidham, and we already know how they feel
that doesn't
Stidham.
work.
So, but at the same time, like if you're talking about you could potentially add Jameis Winston, wouldn't you give that a shot? I mean, I can't believe that Cam Newton would be a hot commodity day one. So if you hit up Jameis like, hey, we want to sign you today, because I mean, first day is hot. I mean, that's just they're just grabbing people left and right. So if you call Jameis up at 12:01 when negotiating period opens, hey, we want you to be a Patriots starting quarterback. No thanks, I'll pass. Hey, Cam, 12:02. Hey, you want to come back as a Patriots quarterback? I mean, but to commit to him already, like nobody's going to be knocking on his door at 12:01 in the morning when it opens up. Not with the players that are out there. Yeah. So that's interesting. And like I said, we'll have John on next week we're going to see what's going on with it. And he's going to get to defend it. And it's not a bad contract. I mean, they're paying him $5 million this year. I think 3 guaranteed, and then 5 total. And then it could get up to 12 with a shit ton of incentives like Pro Bowl, MVP, Super Bowl, playoffs, all these things that aren't going to happen. So he's making $5 million this year, but that's the
he's not going to get any incentives. No.
Right. And yeah, Mike, I agree. I don't think Jameis is that great anyway, but in this free agent class, he's kind of the best piece that's out there, or at least the most promising piece that you're going to be able to stick in and be effective out the gate. Everything else is absolute garbage. So But on the other side, Jem, the thing we were talking about before we went into this is the amount of offensive linemen that are being released or weren't tagged. I mean, just running through this list, Trent Williams is the number 1 overall. He's getting old, but still out there. You got Corey Linsley from the Packers, who they're going to let go, which is one of the better centers in the game. Joe Thuney, Villanueva from the Steelers.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
He's older, 32 years old, but he's a nice piece that you could stick in that offensive line and plug a hole and teach some young guys, which is what you need. Who else? There was a couple more that I saw. Well, you got Eric Fisher, obviously, who's coming off that Achilles thing, but don't know what his timeline is. And then and Mitchell Schwartz. I mean, you grab a championship caliber, somebody who's won a Super Bowl on an offensive line protecting Patrick Mahomes, another nice piece to stick in there and teach your young guys. Teach these young guys how to be an offensive line, how to block, how to move, what it's like to win. He knows how to build an offensive line. So a lot of pieces out there. So for the Jets, who are thinking about taking another left tackle at number 2, all the pieces are out there, and we've got the money to spend in a depreciated market. So that I would just start calling those guys, especially the ones that are being cut, and be like, hey, let's go. Like, we're building something here. Let's do it. We've got a mountain on the left side that needs to be taught, bring in some experience, bring in some key players. It's going to be crazy.
So I know John was talking about Mariota too. I know John wants Jameis Winston there, but Mariota from the Raiders. I mean, he's got to be upgrade to Cam, maybe, right?
Yeah, but
I mean, Cam, yeah.
But the Raiders have to let him go.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
So,
but I mean, are they going to be able to? I don't look at what their money was or what his contract situation is, but I thought they were talking about moving him. Weren't they talking about moving Mariota?
I've heard the rumors, but I haven't heard of anything solid. So that's hard to say. They would be wise to move him, I believe, just because of the value. I mean, you've got a backup quarterback sitting there. I think he's making like $10 million a year too, which is insane.
Much, yeah.
So one, you could free up 10 mil, and two, you could get back some nice pieces for somebody who's your backup. Right. I mean, that's what you want to do. If you could get
why wouldn't you do that? Absolutely.
Right. Get a second round pick for Mariota for your backup quarterback. Yeah, please. I'll take that all day. I think Mariota would be a better fit. I mean, he was supposed to be great. I thought he was going to be awesome. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, coming out of Hawaii, I thought he was going to be an outstanding player because he fits the mold of what the NFL is now. A running quarterback that can throw, make things happen with his legs, and it just didn't happen in Tennessee. The games that he stepped in for Carr last year, he looked outstanding. Like something had clicked. So I don't.
Yeah, there was one game in particular I remember where he really lit it up. I don't remember who he played, but yeah, for 10 million or whatever to sit on a bench most of the season, no, they can't do it.
Exactly.
So can the Jets trade down to take Trey Lance?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it, and it's not because I don't think Trey Lance is going to be good. It's just that it's for the Jets. It's too big of a dice roll. I mean, he is so raw. He's so raw, and you're putting him into a position. And it depends what happens next week. I think the Jets are going to be aggressive in free agency because they have the money. It's depreciated, and we have holes to fill. And I think they're going to go heavy to build some key things. And it's going to be the offensive line. I think they're going to hit a receiver and an edge, potentially a cornerback. If they can hit some of those pieces, get a couple offensive linemen, get an edge rusher, and there's some great edge rushers out there too. I don't know if the cornerbacks are that great. Like, Patrick Peterson's out there, but he got destroyed last year. So I don't know if he had a bad year or if he's 31 years old now, and that's what happens to a 31-year-old cornerback. So there's a lot of things. Shaquille Griffin from Seattle is out there. He's a solid player, only 26 years old. Desmond King with the Titans last year, 26 as well, corners. So there's some good cornerbacks that probably won't cost you too much, but the edge rushers and Ngakoue, Bud Dupree, Trey Hendrickson with the Saints, who had like 13 sacks last year, which is insane. Shaquille Barrett I haven't seen Tampa being able to hold on to him. So that's another great edge rusher. Hassan Reddick in Arizona, 26 years old, another young guy coming into his prime. So a lot of edge. I think the Jets will probably grab somebody because we need some edge pressure, especially to let Quinnen Williams really thrive. I think that's what you're going to need to do because you can't put it all on Q. So get the edge, open up the middle, and Q is going to explode. So,
yeah, right. If you do trade the pick, you can't take a quarterback. You got to fill any of the holes.
Right. At that point, I would. If I'm trading down, as much as I don't really like Justin Fields, I would still rather have Fields over Trey Lance. Just because
where are the Texans? Yeah. So if you traded with the Texans that took Watson, I mean,
what do you mean?
Texans quarterback.
Yeah. So if we got Deshaun Watson, they don't have a first round, so they would get both of our first rounds this year, most likely. So they would be picking.
So would you do that?
If it was just
this year, Darnold, maybe you throw Darnold in there.
If it was Darnold and this year's first rounds, yeah. Two first rounders and maybe like a third, something like that, and Sam Darnold, I would do that. If I have to give up 4, no. He's great, but yeah, 2 first rounders for him, I think would be an outstanding play. And then maybe a second and a third next year, maybe something like that. Second and a fourth, and maybe get a third back next year, something like that. But 34.
They have 3 of the top 34 picks and 2 number ones next year. They can get a third number one next year.
Right.
But then loading up the box. I mean, come on.
Yeah. But yeah, Mike, I talked about this in the quarterback show is that's great, but you've got 3 first round draft picks. And if we end up with a team that's playing close to 500, then what are we doing next year when we don't have Sam? Then you're packaging all of those picks up to move back up to get a quarterback because you're not going to get an elite quarterback or somebody you're going to build around right out the gate at pick 17, 21, even 13 is too far down to get a quarterback that's going to step in right away. That's that level of talent, which I don't even know. I don't know if there's even any quarterbacks coming out next year that are going to be that good. I mean, I think what's his name? Jake Rattler in Oklahoma is probably the highest rated quarterback coming out right now. I mean, there's no elite guys like this year. The quarterback class is stacked. When you're talking about 4 quarterbacks going in the top 5 right now is what they're looking at. Like, this is when you strike. You take Zach Wilson this year, and then you start building around it with the other key players. We can't put all the key players in place and then try and figure out how to get a quarterback because it's that position is too expensive.
So then you don't trade out. You got to trade Donald.
Yes.
You got to trade Donald. That's it.
He's got to go because
you got to take QB to trade Donald to one of these many teams that need somebody to hike the ball.
Right. And really, you're looking at maybe a second round pick, probably a third conditional 2 for Darnold. I don't know if you're going to get anything. Maybe those incentives like plays all 16 games, which would be a fucking awesome thing. Excuse my language. It'd be awesome to see Sam Darnold play all 16 games in a season. That alone is a feat that I have yet, would love to see. But
and you don't know what you have. That's the problem. You don't know what you have with Darnold, and neither does any of the other teams. Right. You just don't know because you can't. They haven't set him up for success. So.
Yeah. So yeah, you're going into year 4. You've got to make a decision one way or the other. The right decision is to say somebody else take a gamble on him. Like, you still have an unknown there. So here, we'll give him to you for a second round pick. You're getting a top 3 player in the NFL draft for a second round pick. There's all the potential in the world to turn him into something, but we haven't seen it yet. So how as a management team do you justify holding on to him for another year and then potentially being absolutely screwed the following year when you've got a great team in place and no quarterback to run it, or you're overpaying Sam because there are no quarterbacks available? Like if you're picking at 18, now you're re-signing Sam and he might just be what he is.
Right.
I would argue the last 3 years has shown regression. So why would we think that that's going to change? I don't. I really don't. Not on a team that's not ready to take that next step immediately. Like this is a team that's still growing. So if you could take him and throw him on the Saints, yeah, he's probably going to be pretty successful. But if you can't, if it's that level of a talent that he's going to that can elevate him, great. But this team, I don't see it happening. I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah.
And great, you got a whole bunch of first round draft picks, but you're going to have to package 3 firsts, or at least 2 of those 3 just to move back up again and get a quarterback in a weaker class that potentially 4 years from now, we're having this conversation all over again.
Right. Well,
So
you guys always have this conversation.
I know. That's why if there's a great quarterback out there, Sam isn't blowing anybody away. Just start over again. Take Zach Wilson. See if he's got what it takes. 4 years ago, we should have drafted, or 3 years ago, we should have drafted. What would be 4 years ago? We should have drafted Patrick Mahomes instead of Jamal Adams. We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
That's right.
No,
because he wouldn't have had the success he had with KC.
He probably wouldn't.
No. Now the conversation would say, we got to cut Mahomes. That's what it would be.
Could
we
you
got to
imagine
trade Mahomes to Chicago or get rid of him? Yeah.
Could you imagine that alternate universe?
Yes, because you were high on Darnold. You thought Darnold was going to change the game.
Yeah.
Right? And he didn't. And you were sick when what's his name? Trevor Lawrence fell out that you weren't going to get him, but there's no guarantees with these kids. You just don't know.
There's nothing.
Right? And
no, it sucks. It really, it sucks, and it's just this carousel.
Like you said, it's a roll of the dice. That's all it is.
It really is. It really is. And the Patriots are going to feel it, man. I'm telling you, Patriots fans out there, this is the NFL life. Like especially for you guys that are 25 and under. This is what most NFL fans deal with every year. Every year, there's no Tom Brady doesn't walk in the door every year and then you're set for 2 decades. It's just, man, what you guys have got to experience. I'm jealous of it and I hate you at the same time. But man, the bliss of just knowing you're going to win 10 games every year and go to the playoffs. I can't even fathom what that feels like when the year rolls around and it's like, I wonder who we're going to play in the first round of the playoffs this year after our bye. Like that. That's weird. It's September 10th, and you're already planning for, where who your opponent in February is going to be. It's crazy.
No, it's nice when you have that kind of situation, but you don't see that come along very often for any team. I mean, there's some dynasties that have happened, but like we said, it's going to be a long time before they are back in a position like that. I mean, maybe never. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. So
yeah,
there's no way something like that again. No way.
I don't think so. Not that combination of Brady.
Especially what was he like 199th pick or something?
199. Yeah, I mean,
is that what it was?
Yeah, you don't grab Hall of Fame players regularly.
The GOAT, the GOAT is 199. Okay,
right. Not Trevor Lawrence at number 1.
No,
Tom Brady at 199. That I guess that right there just goes to show what you're talking. The dice roll, like
that's right.
Any team could have taken him. The Jets could have not knocked Bledsoe out of the game, and he would have never started a game in his NFL career. He probably would have just been a backup that bounced around the league.
That's right.
Because I know I watched some of the stuff to where Belichick wasn't high on him coming into, like, I've seen some of the stuff behind the scenes, like the shows and stuff like that, to where they're like, he's just ripping into him for making stupid mistakes and all this stuff. And then once he's forced to go in, he excels, but he might've just been one of those guys that when his 4 years were up, walked on to a different team, backed them up, and never had the opportunity. It's just, it's an absolute roll of the dice in what you get. So you're welcome, Patriots fans, but it's going to be rough. But so let's talk about with these moves, kind of what, from a Giants perspective, right? So you're talking about cut and Solder, or at least significantly restructuring that. But now that opens up 2 big holes on the offensive line. So are you thinking cut him and then go after some of these offensive linemen that are out there? Or are you thinking draft offensive linemen to fill that in? Like, what is the ideal play for this?
That's a good question. The ideal play. So Solder, Matt Pert played the line last year, right? So he has another year. He has a year under his belt, I should say. And like I said, it's a younger line. I think, yes, part ways with Solder. Absolutely. Kenny said it there too. 16.5 million, way too much. Average lineman makes about 11. This guy's 16.5. We just can't do it. I don't even think it makes sense to restructure him. I get he's a veteran, but I didn't think he was great in 2019. So I think we do cut him. And I can't see us. I don't think the Giants make a big splash and go after some big free agent lineman, right? So I think they lean more towards, and I think Judge is kind of like this too. Let's let these guys play. Let's hone them. Let's work with them and coach them and train them, and then bring in some good backups that are solid. But it's not going to be a big splash. We're not going to make a big spend and try and pick somebody up for big money. And then, if you could pick somebody up in later rounds to fill in that line too, I think that's the way they're going to go. I don't think it's going to be go pick somebody up big from another team or anything like that. I think we go with Thomas and Will Hernandez and Gates and Lemieux and Pert. I think that's the line. And they're going to have to get him help. I mean, it's going to have to be a tight end that can chip a little bit too. And can Barkley pick up some blocks? I know he missed a few, and Jones got blasted where he wasn't picking them up 2 years ago, right? So they just got to get better at it. But I think with Judge there and helping them, I think I think it has to get better this year. So it has to get better. I mean, the thing that really bothers me more than anything, it doesn't matter who we get here. Really, for me, it's having Jason Garrett as the coach, Jason Garrett as the coach, as the offensive coordinator. I mean, this guy, I was hoping he would have got picked up by somebody. He interviewed for a couple different teams to be head coach. Nobody took him, and now he's back. Yeah, that was exactly. So he's. To me, not going to get us where we need to go. And but he's here again, it looks like, for this coming season. And not happy about it because I don't think he can get it done. He couldn't get it done in Dallas, right? He couldn't get it done for how many years? 10, 12 years down there. Yeah. And maybe he's just one of these hard luck guys that it doesn't work out for, right? It's not going to work out no matter what he does. And I think that's a bigger problem for us. Is the offensive coordinator.
Right. And Judge does come from the Belichick tree, right? Coaching tree, which, that's based around drafting players and developing players. Like in New England, and John's not here to validate it, but they took 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round picks and turned them into almost Pro Bowl starting players. So, I mean, that's a huge thing for Judge. He doesn't need to have those elite players there. He should, if he, and it looks like he's actually going to be one of these successful coaches out of that tree. Maybe, him and Flores are both looking like they're on the right track. We'll see how that comes. It's only 1 year for Judge, right? So there's the door's still open on that, but he looks like he's got that team heading.
The team believes in him, and the team believes in him. They want to fight. I said it a couple of times where the guys would be banged up early and they're back in the game at the end, and they want to win. And I think he's got he's changed the culture there, and he's got a winning. They want to win. They got that attitude that they want to win. Yeah. And the fact that they made it as far as they did into the last week of the season, in a weak division, yes, but still, Walker. Edelman and they always had guys that you never heard of, and then all of a sudden they became superstars, right? That's what it was.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they didn't trade. They traded for Wes Welker from Miami, so they didn't draft him and turn him into something. But Edelman, Brady, you go back to through their defense over the years, they weren't doing it. They were hitting on 1st round draft picks as well, but 2nd, 3rd were playing outstanding. Even Joe Thuney, like he was what, a 2nd round pick that's now one of the top offensive line free agents in the market. Like that, that's just what they've had a lot of success in doing over the last couple of years. So I don't know, but I'm curious as to every mock draft we've seen has had the Giants taking an offensive weapon with what you're talking about with Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern, the number 2 offensive tackle in the draft and highly rated offensive tackle. He's not far behind Penei Sewell. Do they go that way? instead of taking because Kyle Pitts is flying up draft boards now. I'm seeing Kyle Pitts going third now to Atlanta.
Wow.
So if he's gone, Jamar Chase is gone. Are you going with the tiny receiver in Smith, or do you say let's cut these offensive linemen, let's stick another offensive lineman on there, because you're not drafting another left tackle, but actually it might be better to move Slater to left tackle and maybe move Thomas off of left tackle, put him on right tackle, take some of that pressure off of him, and maybe he'll succeed a little bit better over there in the NFL level. And now you've got your bookends for the next couple years. And if Thomas excels over there, maybe he stays at right tackle and understands that he's not an NFL left tackle.
Right. That might be what it is. I mean, they were talking about Gettleman saying he may go offensive line again.
Yeah.
Instead of going for a receiver or somebody else or a tight end, right? I mean, in all reality, I mean, they look like they're committing to Evan Ingram, right? He's going to be the tight end. He's got speed. He's got hands. It's just a matter of being consistent. That's been his big issue. So, it would be interesting to see if Pitts is still available when we got up there. If Pitts is available and Smith is available and a lineman or an edge rusher, and it's like you have your pick of those four now, and it's our turn. Where are we going? Right? I mean,
draft night's going to be fun, man. I can't wait.
It's really going to depend on, in my mind, who's still available when we go first. Yeah. When we go with that first pick, and which way? I mean, I agree. I feel like Devontae Smith, right? He put on a great show in the championship game, but he does look like a small guy. And you compare him to some of these monster guys in the NFL, and I feel like he's not going to make it through a season. I mean, you saw how many bad injuries we had this year, and granted, most of them are quarterbacks, but you're coming across the middle, and I know they're doing everything they can to protect the guys, but I'm concerned about him making it. But even guys like Waddle going to the Giants, and I don't know if they go wide receiver. I really don't think Gettleman will go wide receiver first pick. I don't.
No.
And I don't think he'll pick the tight end either. I think if it was Pitts and Smith there and an offensive lineman and an edge rusher, he's going to go line. I think he's going to go line first pick.
Yeah.
One side or the other, whichever one he decides. I'd love to see an edge rusher. I'd love to see Rousseau get picked, but
that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
If he's
a lot of things, and a lot of things I'm seeing is Rousseau is falling a lot. Like most of the mocks, I see him now going in the mid-20s, early to mid-20s. So, and the whole thing gets shooken up. If 4 quarterbacks go in the top 5, that's a lot of that. And then you're talking a tight end, a wide receiver. I mean, your first 6 players could potentially be 4 quarterbacks, a tight end, and a wide receiver. And that's halfway to you. So now what do they there's going to be some studs available at 12. It just, do you want to take, if Detroit at 8 takes a wide receiver, do you want to take Waddle or Smith at 12? Or do you want to take the, one of the best linebackers, edge rushers, second best offensive lineman, who would probably be the first if Sewell didn't exist in this draft? I mean, that's where you have to find that balance between, wants versus needs. You know what I mean? Like, would it be nice? Would you want to have Devontae Smith on your team? Yeah. But
is it going to be great to get a guy that can fly down the field? But if Jones has no time to get it to him, what's the difference?
Exactly.
Right. I mean, it's not going to help us.
No,
I don't think they're going to go wide receiver or tight end.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go line. I think he's going line.
And kind of what we were talking about as well is with the offensive line and edge rushers that are being released or not tagged, wide receivers, there was only Allen and Godwin that got locked up. That's it. Everybody else hit the market. So you've got some nice wide receivers out there with I mean, obviously now Kenny Golladay is leading that bunch, but do you take a chance on Corey Davis, who's been up or down? He's had some outstanding games. Not AJ Green. He's 33 years old. Not anything you're getting too excited about at that point. But who else? Juju out there. Curtis Samuel. very quiet, outstanding.
So Curtis Samuel has a connection with Gettleman too in Carolina. So I could see them going after him. Because I don't think they go after Juju either. Because again, it's not like that's not really a Giants thing. Juju to the Giants. Giants, I mean, yeah, they did it with Plaxico, right, years ago, but that's not really their MO. They pick up Golden Tate. Okay, he's getting to the end of his career too.
Yeah,
not a big splash, but I don't see them. I don't see them doing that. No.
What about like Will Fuller type?
I don't know. Yeah, Golden Tate's out there. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Or maybe more of like Marvin Jones. I could see them going with a Marvin Jones, a mid-level guy that's got some.
I think that's where they're going to play. They're going to play in that middle, second tier kind of, and let's get lightning in a bottle and teach them and get them up to where we need to be instead of shooting for the moon.
There's some nice pieces in the middle there. I mean, you've got Nelson Aguilar. He was supposed to be good. Adam Humphries had that great.
Come on, Aguilar.
He was supposed to
Eagles, Raiders.
It was supposed to be good. But if you remember a couple years ago before with Jameis, but Adam Humphries was outstanding. Got that big contract with the Titans, and then he's been hurt a lot. So, but that's a player he came on and just went ballistic down there in Tampa Bay, and then hasn't done it with Tennessee. But that's a player that he could turn it right back around again. And he's 28 years old, so he's still age-wise, pretty good. So there's some nice. The point is, there's some nice pieces. Yeah. Antonio Brown. Somebody's going to take a shot on Antonio Brown too, and that's going to get a nice piece. So Sammy Watkins, who's kind of just
he can't make it through a season either.
Yeah,
I mean he's always a calf, and just like Julio Jones. I mean these guys, they just can't make it. 16 games. I just need you for 16 Sundays or Thursdays or Saturdays or something.
But there's the point is there's some nice mid-level wide receivers that could come in, and the Giants are a team to me that don't need an elite.
No,
they don't need an elite.
They're not going to go that route.
So
this is a good question by Carlos here. They're not going to motivate anybody to come in. That's been the issue with the Jets, right? I mean, you're not going to motivate anybody to come in. So no. Who are they going to recruit knowing that Cam's the quarterback? And maybe just this year. Maybe if he makes it through this year, and then who do they have next year? What's the long-term goal look like? I mean, long-term plan. No, I think they're going to struggle to find anybody big name to come in.
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah,
those days are over.
That's the other thing is you would have been better off trying to sign a couple of key players when free agency started, and then addressed your quarterback. Like, hey, we're going to go hot for a quarterback, or we're going to draft a quarterback, come in, and we're going to rebuild this thing. But now if you're like, hey, we signed Cam, come on in, we're going to try and rebuild this thing. Like that pitch just got a whole lot more difficult. So
that's right.
Yeah. The Patriots.
And I still think the other issue is the Belichick contract. Right. So it's one thing to still say, well, hey, you could play for Coach Belichick, but for how long? This guy is so secretive. He could just say, I'm out and I'm done. Right. I mean,
I'm just going to do Subway commercials from now on. I'm done.
So, I mean, it makes it even harder to come to New England. It's doesn't have the mystique that it used to. Right. So, that tandem it's going to be,
yeah. It's kind of like a fail, when a marriage, you have a divorce and you've got to pick which friends are going with which people. That's kind of where we're at. And it's like, well,
who do I get in the divorce?
Tom Brady's way more fun than Bill Belichick. I'm going to go hang out with Tom instead. Cause Bill just likes to watch Dateline and 2020 and, and drink seltzers on the weekend. So Tom's over here stumbling through the parade grounds, being carried around, throwing trophies from boat to boat. That seems more fun, So yeah, what's the allure at this point?
They got money. And like he's saying, he's got their money. They have money to spend, but who are they going to get?
So you're going to have to overpay.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I saw. Like one of the articles on ESPN was projecting free agent signings, and they had Kenny Golladay going there on a 5-year, $105 million contract because they're going to have to overpay. And that was what the point was. Like, they need a wide receiver. Now the Patriots have to overpay for wide receivers. As before, if Tom Brady's there, Kenny Galladay's going there for peanuts. right? Coming off of the Lions.
I mean, so again, it comes down to, right, I would take less to play on a competitive team or a team that is more than likely in the playoffs and maybe going to go all the way. I don't want the extra money that I'll never spend to play on a team that's 3-13. No way.
Right. Especially when you're coming from the Lions. Like if he was coming off of Tampa, he won the championship. He's got it. Yeah. You know, you've won it. Now let's get paid so I don't have to work another day in my life and my kids don't have to work. Let's get that money. Got it. But you started your career off with the Lions. I don't think you've won more than 5 games in your your professional career.
9-7 maybe. Yeah.
That's pushing it. I saw a thing like in the last 25 years, the Lions have won 9 or more games twice.
And they still are on every Thanksgiving. Why?
I know.
Get them. Anyway.
I don't get it. 23 out of the 25 years, the Lions have finished below 9 wins in a season. It's insane.
All day, Adrian Peterson. Wow. 2 teams. Who's looking for Adrian Peterson? Redskins again? No.
I don't. And I think Adrian Peterson's probably going to be sitting on the market till
Green Bay, because they're probably going to lose Aaron Jones.
They are, but they've got Williams and AJ Dillon.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you draft a guy last year, you got to give him a shot. Adrian Peterson, he's going to be sitting there in probably close to training camp. I bet you. I mean, nobody's going to be jumping through hoops to get Adrian Peterson. I mean, I know he wants to keep playing, and he's effective.
Why would it be in conversations already with 2 teams?
Yeah, I don't know. Right.
Is that what happened? I mean, come on. It's enough with the Lions already.
No, that is what it is. Like back in like the 50s or something like that, when they were trying to come up with ideas, the Lions and the Cowboys were the 2 teams that said they would volunteer. Nobody else wanted to play on Thanksgiving, but those 2 teams said they would.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. So it ended up becoming that tradition is they were the only ones who wanted to do it. And for the longest time, I think for years, it never really took off as a Thanksgiving thing. And then once it, finally started gaining momentum, it was the Cowboys and Lions playing every year for like 8 years or something, 10 years. Right. And then it just became this expectation. And plus the Cowboys used to be good. So so it made sense.
Not the Lions though.
No, I think that's
the Lions. Like, maybe we could get somebody now they have to watch us because we're the only game on.
Right. And now the Lions are going, I don't want them to watch us. We're so bad.
That's right. At least when Madden was the announcer, he made it fun. But now it's oh, come on.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. But I don't know. I'm excited for Monday. Like that's when it's gonna be big. Like I said, I'm really surprised to see a lot of these players hit the market. Surprised in the sense that they're not doing stuff to try to get some of these guys locked up. But I understand with the cap situations, and that's a huge plus for us. Like I said, I still think the Giants are going to have to do some stuff to free up a little bit more, and it's probably going to have to be at Solder's expense.
Yep.
And if that's the case, I'm going to say they're drafting an offensive lineman in the with that first pick. It just has to. If you lose 2 offensive linemen, 2 top level offensive linemen, because they're not scrub offensive linemen by any means.
Right.
You've got to replace it.
Right.
You have to. So
no doubt.
Especially when you're trying to see what Daniel Jones has. That's the thing. And I'm completely with you on Smith. I think 170 pounds, he is going to get destroyed. He might be extremely fast, but when a free safety hits him, trying to go deep for a ball and blasts him, that's it. He's done. Yeah. And if he gets up to 190, how much speed is he going to lose putting 20 pounds on? Because I know it says he's 175. I don't even believe that. He's probably closer to
147.
Right.
Yeah.
So
he looks like a stick. Yeah.
If he gets hit by a 225-pound safety coming across full speed, and they have that one of those bam along the sideline, break up the ball thing, he's not getting up from that. He couldn't make it through the championship game without dislocating a couple fingers, So, come on.
Yeah. That's right.
I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad player, but
no. He just makes me nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. If he comes out in the pro day and he's put on some weight and he's still showing speed, like legit weight. Like they put him on a scale and actually read the numbers on it without buckshot in his pockets and his pants aren't wet, type of thing. So I would probably reconsider if he could still run a 4.2 at 185, 190. All right. I mean, now you could probably handle a little bit, but I don't know. But I think that's the way that they go. I think there's going to be some moves over the weekend for the Giants to free up a little bit more. Probably add some of those mid-tier guys to bolster some positions and then hit it in the draft and wait till next year to really make those decisions, because that's the Daniel Jones year next year. So that's going to be huge. I think the Jets are going to go hard on some of these offensive linemen and really bolster up that position a little bit, grab one of those edge guys and a wide receiver. And I think they're going to go into this draft looking pretty good. You take Zach Wilson, you grab, I'm still saying take Harris or Etienne at 23. Now you've got, a nice solid offensive line. You've got some defensive help. You've got an elite running back, potentially an elite quarterback, and I think they're going to go after a Curtis Samuel type, maybe Juju, maybe depending on how that plays out. But I think they're going to add they have to add a wide receiver because they're letting Perriman go. You've got Crowder, you've got Mims, who's an unknown. You have to add something to that. So Juju might be a possibility.
Right,
Samuel,
you got the money, might as well.
Yeah, so I think they'll go somewhere along.
But it's the same deal. I mean, well, maybe he comes, but he's gonna have to. Is he gonna come before they know what they're doing with quarterback? Does he come if it is Juju?
Juju, and that's probably the conversation. If I'm Juju, I'm saying, what do you guys plan on doing?
Who's throwing to me?
Right. Yeah, are you guys moving on from Sam?
Yeah, I got a contingency in my contract.
Yeah.
If you don't take, if
you don't draft a quarterback, but that's the thing. If you're Juju and the Jets say we're going Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence too, whichever one's sitting there, most likely Zach Wilson. Then okay, that's enticing to me. Like you're bringing in a young, potentially talented superstar type of player between the two of them from what they look like on film. If that's my option, or Sam Darnold, who threw 9 touchdowns last year, I'm probably going to go down to Jacksonville if it's Sam Darnold and take my chances with TL down there as opposed to. So that's going to be a huge conversation piece. I can't imagine them not taking that into consideration, and they really need to make a decision soon on Sam, either move on or not, because either way they're going to ask, and that information is going to get leaked anyway. So Juju goes in there and they tell him Sam's not our quarterback. That's the end of it. Like, he's going to spill the beans. Like, I'm going to the Jets because I'm going to have Zach Wilson. Oh, really? So definitely. I think Monday we're just going to have to dive back into free agency. Because by the time we get on
Monday night, there'll be plenty of moves.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of moves to talk about. So it's going to be really interesting. We'll see. And definitely still, I'm still opening up the case. I don't care. So for you guys,
I know really?
I got to do it. It's like it's burning a hole. It's just sitting.
Why don't you show everybody so they can see what we're talking about?
All right. Let's
burning a hole in his.
It's so hard.
I can't say pocket.
It's so hard to have this sitting here and being like, I want to see that Derek Jeter jersey inside of it. So we got it's pretty light, but
making some noise.
Yeah.
So you got to save that for a baseball show.
It's too far away.
How much was the case? How much was the case?
How much? $2.99.
$3?
$3. I only bought one because I'm a cheapskate. So no, that's why. That's why.
How can you open that on a football? You can't open it on a football show. It's got to be a baseball show. Hey,
it's killing me.
Up. Huh? No,
it's killing. Maybe I'll just do just an opening
and then retape it. No, because your reaction won't be genuine. No, you got to do it live, especially if it's somebody you don't like.
Oh, I know. So I actually went
so
on
who don't you want to see in there? Name one guy. Don't think of a lot. Is there anyone that you're like, oh my god, this is the jersey?
Man, I mean, who's the
team you don't like?
Probably any Astros player.
Oh, okay.
Astros or A's.
It's Altuve. Maybe it's Altuve in there.
Actually, I do like little Altuve, but I would still sell it. But I don't know. I'm hoping for just a good player that I enjoy, somebody that I've enjoyed growing. I mean, and the list of players is huge. I mean, it could be, oh God, the list was insane. of who's available on there.
Like Hall of Fame worthy players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Mariano, Jeter, all the Yankees, right?
Jeter is one of Trout and Jeter are the headliners for it.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Let me see. Series 2. Come on. Triple.
We should have people pick who they think is in there for the jersey. It's autographed, right? Autographed jersey?
Yep. Autographed jersey, autograph 8x10, and an autographed baseball.
Okay.
And
but it's 3 different players.
It's 3 different players, yeah.
Okay.
Random players. And the cool thing about this is it's so I got it off of Dave and Adams or DA Card World is what I got it off of. So this is part of their Hit Parade series.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, and this one might have it, but everything in the Hit Parade has a Babe Ruth autograph raffle ticket type of thing in there. So they have a photo of him that was signed for somebody. I can't really read who it was signed to, but it's to somebody, blah, blah, blah from Babe Ruth. So it's one of those type of things, but they put random raffle tickets in these Hit Parade boxes. And then they're going to do a drawing for that.
Oh, really?
For that Babe Ruth autograph.
For the legit. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a copy of it or something.
No, it's a legit autograph. So I'm kind of hoping on that. So for this box that we got, the headliners are Trout, Aaron Judge, Acuna, Yelich, Bob Gibson, Jeter. The other players in here, Garrett Cole, Pedro Martinez, Brooks Robinson, Tatis Jr. I'd be upset if I got Ozzie Albies. I don't want that one.
Tatis Jr. would be something.
That would be Bumgarner, Ryan Sandberg, Mariano Rivera, Juan Soto, Nolan Ryan, Frank Thomas, Andrew Benintendi, Luis Roberts.
My God! Don't get Bennett.
I know that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Come on, how is he qualified to be in there?
I don't know. This is just some of them. There's more people. This is just Wander Franco.
Make the list.
Eloy
Who was
Jimenez.
that? Julio Franco?
No, Wander Franco. Tampa Bay's #1 guy.
Okay.
Real Muto, Ed Howard, Tom Glavine, Andre Dawson, Kurt Schilling, Walker Buehler, and Raleigh Fingers are some of the highlighted guys that are in this. And it's only to 100. It's only to 100. So that's like 25 people that I named off. So, I mean, you're going to have 75 people that probably just suck, but that's some of the options that you could get in it. So it'll be fun to open up next. I mean, it's like I said, it's burning a hole in my
right. There's some older guys there too. I mean, so
right. Like how awesome would it be to get a Nolan Ryan autographed jersey? Right. Like that's an Astros player that I would take if it's the Astros one or the Texas Rangers one, whatever it is. But
you're just running a fantasy baseball league. Are you doing that?
I usually do, but I don't know if I'm going. I can't do it in Washington. Or I can, but I can't do it for money.
Oh my God. Will you move already?
I wish. I don't know why they're so uptight about it. Like there's casinos everywhere. There's like an Indian reservation every 67 feet. It's insane.
I mean, that's for, God. I mean, so even if it's for no money, you can't do it?
I could do it for free. I could do it. I could do it freely.
For free.
Yeah,
don't
but then
tell anybody. Listen,
but then somebody
don't tell anybody.
Then somebody has to manage the money, or it would have to like PayPal me all the money, and then I'd have to distribute it all out afterwards, which I don't really want to do. So I like it better when the website.
So we'll have John. John could run it. We'll tell John to run it.
There you go.
There you go. They're all free. Yep.
No, I usually play on Yahoo, and you could just sign up for a pay league, and then it just sends you the money after the season.
Okay.
So that's my favorite for that reason. It's super easy to use, but you can't do it here. So
come on,
it kind of sucks. Well, you can do it. You just have to leave the state, sign up, and then you're good to go. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So you could shoot down to Oregon, sign up for your leagues, then come back and you could draft, manage everything. It literally will not let you sign up on this side of the border.
That's so stupid.
It makes no sense. But then I could go to 2 casinos that are about 10 miles from me
and
go gamble. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So your brother's going to run it? If it's on Yahoo, ESPN sucks. But anyway. Yeah. We could talk about it, but we're getting a little long in the tooth here.
Monday we do the free agent show, and then Thursday's baseball. Is that what we're talking about now?
I guess we'll have to do that.
And then Thursday is going to be the reveal.
Probably not.
You're going to wait another week?
I don't think so. I think we should just do it Monday.
Hey, you're the boss. I don't care.
Or I'll just have to order a football one real quick.
Yeah.
Overnight it. So anyway, I don't know if I got to look and see if they have football ones, but definitely if you're interested, check out. It's like what did I say? It was CA Card World. I think it is to give them some, DA. So Delta Alpha Cardworld.com. It's Dave and Adams Card World, but DA.com. A lot of good stuff on there. Baseball packs have gotten insane. I was telling my wife, like, I haven't bought cards in like 10 years, and I'm looking on there, like the cards are gorgeous now, but they don't do like a lot of just base cards like we had growing up. Like everything is elite, like $400 for a box of cards. There's one pack in it and 6 cards.
No,
for $400.
I got all my cards from 1981 when I went to Cooperstown the first time, 1981, and I bought a set, the top set, and I used to buy them every year. I think I have every year of the 80s. Yeah, the full set in a box. What's the best box of cards to buy?
I don't even know anymore. Like
it used to be Topps. Now it's Fleer or
Topps is garbage. Now it's Panini.
Don Russ or who? Pinnacle?
Panini. Panini is like the hot.
I had a Panini for lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, outside of sandwiches, they also make cards, and they have like, I was watching some stuff to kind of get a grasp of what is out there. They have this, it's called the Panini Flawless series. It's thousands of dollars. I don't even know how you find it. I looked on eBay just to see how much it was, and they're selling between $4,000 and $10,000.
What?
It is a briefcase. It's a literal hard cased, like a metal briefcase that this comes in. It has one pack of cards in it, with 5 or 6 cards in it. That's it. But they are ridiculous. Like, they're insane cards, all like jersey autographed pieces. One of them I saw, it was a Randy Moss card on the back side, and on the front side, it was the NFL logo, but it literally, the NFL part had 7 diamonds in it. And then below, in the bottom part of the part that's red, had rubies, like literal diamonds and rubies in it. It was just a gorgeous card. Insane.
Wow.
Like real. So it had like 13 gemstones in it. And they were, good size. You could clearly see all the stones in the card. It wasn't like, that's the way the market's gone to just, it's not just collecting cards anymore. It's elite. Yeah, Panini with one N, P-A-N-I-N-I. But yeah, they're the big ones, and they do those. They do this other one. It's just the Panini ones, and it's just, again, just one pack of cards, but not that high end. But everything's gone to autographs and game use stuff, like game use jersey pieces and stuff like that. So it's Panini collectible stickers for the teams.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think and I was watching something else that for soccer, stickers are the big thing. Everybody collects stickers for soccer players. Yeah. I don't know what, I guess that's just, and now Carlos kind of validated it, but they were talking about it. I was just like, who collects stickers? But for soccer players, stickers are what you want in baseball, football,
I didn't know that.
Basketball. It's not, the whole thing's changed. I'm telling you, like I haven't bought baseball cards. I'm telling you, it's been 10, 15 years, and I'm just getting back into it, like looking into this stuff and checking it out. And I'm just like, what happened? Like, but the cards are gorgeous now. Like you've got to like look up on YouTube where they open up some of these high end things. The cards are just absolutely beautiful, beautiful cards. They're like,
right. You can't touch them. Like you buy it for your kids. And you're like, here, this is yours. Nope. Let me have it. I got to put it in a case.
It's got to be in a case.
You can't touch it.
You don't. It's not like before. Like the pictures are perfect. Not like the cheap little Topps cards that were all
cardboard.
Right, pixelated. Now they're like almost like professional photograph.
Yeah.
They're just perfectly detailed, signed, beautiful, beautiful designed cards. It's just so different than what even 10 years ago what things looked like. You know, I have a couple of jersey pieces and stuff like that, cards from like Ichiro when he came up, and they're like tiny little slits of jerseys that are cut on there. And now one of the ones have like full cards of jerseys. I saw like a Kyler Murray one where it's just a border of a card, and the whole like neck piece, like this whole triangle that's on the neck with the NFL logo and stuff on it, is the entire card. It's like almost, it fills, except for like a trimmed card around the outside, it's an entire jersey piece. So they're getting really, really creative and really cool with the memorabilia and the autographs and stuff like that. That's what the market's kind of designed around now. It's really cool. The cards are gorgeous. They're just,
so like, what you're saying is the cards I have, put them in the fire,
are worthless. Yeah. Yeah. That's about what they're good for. Unless you got like a Michael Jordan rookie card that's pristine, you know. Yeah. All those cards.
I got the Michael Jordan Sports Illustrated from UNC. Him and, they're both doing a thumbs up. Him and who's the other guy on the team? Perkins?
I don't know.
Maybe it's Perkins. Sam Perkins?
Is it autographed?
No, come on. What am I? You know.
I don't know. Is it
No, I haven't met Jordan yet. No.
Is it in perfect condition?
It's pretty good condition.
Yeah.
It's from it's his college. He won a college championship. He's on a cover. I have it up in a box in the attic.
I mean, if it's in pristine, it might be worth something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could open this guy up.
What is that?
This is a nice autograph.
You can't look at you. You can't wait. You're like a little
it's
kid.
killing me.
I gotta see
I don't
what's
know.
in here.
Well, I mean, what do you guys think? I could just cut this out of the show, but there's only if anybody wants to see it, let me know in the next minute. But yeah,
who wants to see the reveal of the baseball?
We got the
that's an autographed baseball, right?
Yeah.
2021 Series 1.
2021 Series 1 autographed baseball number 163 out of 200. So, I don't know. Should we do it? Close out the show with it? What do you think?
It's up to you. It's your ball.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, so yeah, I know you I knew you were going to say that. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
On camera. What's it going to be?
Let's cut it. Here we go. Here goes nothing. All right.
Blake Snell. Don't do what you want. Yeah.
It's open. It's open.
It's open. That's it. You broke the seal.
Broke the seal, cutting the sticker.
Is that a big enough knife for a piece of Scotch tape?
It's all about.
What is it? Don't touch with your fingers. Man. Put a glove on.
All right. Nothing I'm excited about, unfortunately.
Boy. You see it already?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So we got a 2018 All-Star game. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Rawlings.
Is there
there's our autograph
on it?
Yeah. Can you see that at all?
I can't see what it is. 2018. Looks like Roy Halladay? No.
Nope. Starts with an M.
Starts with an M.
Yeah. Plays for the
I
Texas
could see
Rangers. Actually, he played for the Red Sox, 2018. There's a Red Sox autograph.
2018.
It is none other than first baseman Mitch Moreland.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yes. But hey, he was an all-star, so
no such thing as too big a knife. I was just saying, for the job at hand, he didn't need, a Bowie knife or whatever it is.
So yeah,
Mitch Moreland.
Moreland. Welcome to the family, Mitch.
Go play catch with your son with that one.
Oh man. Not a Derek Jeter, but kind of cool. It is an all-star.
Well, it's good. Now it has to go up from here. When you open the box is going to be. It's got to be better than
huge.
Mitch Moreland's baseball.
Put it up there as the.
Oh yeah,
is the first. There we go. Mm-hmm. All right,
so until Monday,
$99 well spent.
Come on, $99 for that one ball?
I know. I was hoping it was a Ken Griffey
crazy?
Jr.
Yeah.
So,
Return it. Tell me you made a mistake.
This isn't the one I ordered. I ordered the Ken Griffey Jr.
What is this?
No. Whatever. That was fun. Let me
close that knife before you get hurt.
Close my bad boy up there. All right, cool. So
$99 for Mitch Moreland. You could buy that on Amazon for 99 cents.
Potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
Whatever. That was fun. That was fun.
I know.
All right, guys. So we'll be back Monday. Talk about free agents. There's going to be some massive moves. I cannot wait. That show might go a little bit longer than even this. I mean, with all the moves that could go on. So, all right. So until then, please have a safe weekend. Have a fun weekend, and make sure you're back on Monday to check out the show because it's going to be a blast. So until then, for Jim, for John, vacationing somewhere, enjoying the weekend already. We will see you guys